And you've always been like close to your mom, right? From like the beginning. It's just so cute.
My mama. I learned. I'm still like learning.
You learned English through that with your mom, right?
Dumb! You know everything. I'm afraid now. I'm like shocked. That's crazy.
Oh.
I saw a snail in the space and then it hit me. I play trumpet.
Yeah.
My lips are too much when I was playing trumpet, so I stopped because my lips was just like. It's funny because like I did work for some DJ and artists I know now. I used to work for them. So I did like logo, 3D logo and shit for them. Yeah. So now when I met them, I'm like, remember the day I was working for you? And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you remember DPV? When she gave me like the go, I was like, okay, well, I'll call my girlfriend. I was like, yeah, we didn't talk. Peace. Okay, I want to do that. Now. Yeah. And she was like, eh. But after she understood, you know, so that's okay. My friend, I still talk to all my friends and they know it was the right choice. They were like, yeah, well, you did the right thing because you're here now, you know, so.
Hi, this is Lauren. I'm here with Snails.
Hello, bonjour, bonjour.
So were you born in Mexico or Montreal or?
This is a good question. I'm like off of everything. So I'm a Mexican, French, Canadian. I'm born in Canada, Montreal.
Yeah.
But my father is from Acapulco. So it's like, that's why I like all of the hair, taco party, everything. It's like a long story.
Yeah. But so he always lived in Mexico and you were just always with your mom in Montreal?
Yeah, he came to travel in Montreal.
Yeah.
And, I come from like a super small town, like 1,000 person.
Yeah.
So I just came to visit and like, my mom used to go there a lot when I was younger.
Oh.
So that's how they met. And pretty much the magic happened and here I am today now.
Yeah. Do you still visit back your family there a lot?
Not a lot. I used to do it when I was younger because I had way more time, but now, I think last time I went was like 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Since like the SNAILS project started, basically being like so busy.
Yeah.
But no, definitely something I wish I could go see.
Yeah.
And like, I did see Mexico, it was near, but not if we go see that, go see family, we're sick.
Yeah.
For sure.
And you've always been like close to your mom, right? From like the beginning. It's just so cute.
My mama. Yeah, I love my mom. Yeah, definitely since day one, because she's really been supporter since day one. You know, always helping me, trying to. I was telling her like, "Hey mom, I need to go there because it's good for music and like contact." Yeah. She was like at 10 p.m. or like super late at night. She's like, "Okay, go, but if you go there just to drink, I'll be mad." And I was like, "No, trust me." And like, she's always been like super cool about it and like understood like the goals. Mm-hmm. So now when she sees everything, she's like, "Well, you're right. Okay, I can see it," you know. And since she never stopped. Yeah. Now we work together. She's my accounting.
And she's an accountant herself, right?
Yeah. So she does that for with me. So
yeah,
it's amazing to have somebody you can really trust, you know. Mm-hmm. And my mom is everything. I love her.
What does your dad do?
I don't know, to be honest. I didn't met him since I was 1 year old. So
damn.
Yeah. Maybe he's doing tackles, probably. I don't know.
And since you were young, you were really into like video games and stuff, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. Been playing a lot, everything. I learned. I'm still like learning.
You learned English through that with your mom, right?
Dumb! You know everything. I'm afraid now. Yeah, pretty much. I'm like shocked. That's crazy. Through Zelda. So I started playing Zelda on Nintendo 64, and me and my mom had a dictionary, English dictionary when we play. So we're just like deciphering every word together, and that's how I started learning English. Yeah. So we're like, oh, the rupee is there. What does that mean? It's like, so okay. So just like did the whole game, me and her together, and that was a good learning process. More than like going to school, and like for me that's how it should be. It should be fun. Yeah. And after I just learned on the road with all my other friend DJs and everything. So she was there the first time ever too. She's been there all the time. So.
Damn. And you two did lots of like taco party, right?
Yeah, I mean I do one almost every show. Yeah. It's just like something that my Mexican family, like my Mexican family and my mom, it's like a tradition. When I was younger at high school, we used to do like taco party I would say every month, like my friend, just like
Yeah.
starting like that, like fun thing. And I was just seeing, I was like, that's so cool. Get people together, people are happy. You're gonna be sad eating tacos, you know?
Yeah.
So it was more something that I want to bring on back on the road and with the
Yeah.
fans and everything.
And you taught yourself.
Oh, you?
Check out Happy Dance.
And you taught yourself like guitar like at a young age, right?
Yeah. Literally about my first Jackson Flying V with a long, like Alex Fidelio of Children of Bottom. It was my hero. So about that, start playing, learn Stairway to Heaven, all the classics of Metallica. And at some point I was just alone playing. So I was like, so I just kind of stopped. But I had that influence after when I started doing music, like dubstep or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like something I wanted to bring back because I loved it so much. And now with the mosh pit and everything, it's fucking super crazy, you know? So it's definitely something that had a good influence on me. My mom hated it too.
Oh,
She was
really?
like,
Why?
I hate
You're learning
metal.
instrument. Oh, the metal.
like-
Oh, yeah, you were in metal band.
yeah. She was like, play Gypsy King, play something like more Mexican. I'm like, no, I hate it. So I just think, yeah. She was like, play
my
acoustic
God.
guitar. I'm like, I hate acoustic guitar. I want to play metal. She's like,
Yeah.
and like just started playing that and like even still now she doesn't like really my music, but she
really?
loved the whole thing.
Oh.
I mean, for her she's more like she like
Traditional.
relax and
Yeah.
like stuff like that. So it goes hard, but she's always there to
Yeah.
support and like.
So were you in a group of people in a band, or you just listened to the band?
No, I was alone. It was only me and doing that like cover and shit.
Yeah.
And at some point it just got boring because I wanted to find like a bass player, a singer, or like a drum or something. And nobody was like as into it as me. And more the fact that like Montreal didn't had a lot of person like that. So it's more like I kind of got bored of like top the ceiling. I don't know how to explain. It's like, well, okay, I can do all those stuff. Started doing a little like own production.
Yeah.
But didn't really work out. So just put all of that in my geekness of video games.
Yeah.
And started putting that in Reason, which is the first software I started of producing.
Yeah.
And from there,
Yeah.
I had fun.
How do you describe yourself back then, growing up?
Geek.
Yeah. You were into school, or?
I was okay at school. I wasn't the best one, but I was doing my best. So that's why like my mom was respecting it. And even if I didn't have like grade A or whatever, I was just trying to like do everything I can. So for her and like me, that was the most important.
Yeah.
I just like I had forces like art. So art I was doing better than other stuff. So that's why like at high school at college I wanted to do motion design and art visual. So it became graphism.
Yeah.
So that's why I like got that direction when I was more younger at school.
In high school, so what were your favorite subjects in high school?
Art.
Just art.
I'm so bad in everything else. Geography, I'm the worst. Mathematics, I'm the worst. I can count taco, that's pretty much the only thing I can count. But besides that, it's really...
so funny.
Yeah, I'm like really bad at that. That's why my mom worked together for that. Yeah, but art, I always had a weird mind about like representing some stuff.
Yeah.
So like my final project when I did graphism was like, I did like a human model, like a real size. And I took colors, so every color is you can paint on the person. So my final project was like when I brought it to the public, I was like every color represents an emotion. So draw on the model where you had an emotion. So if you broke your arm, well, you'd be red.
Oh,
at the end,
so
the art
interesting.
is like a public art. It's not only me. So I was like, well, the people should like, I don't know, like work on it too, and like it's a public thing. I like to involve people in the arts. And maybe I took that now, you know, like that's why I love all the fans. I try to listen to everything they say, to respond to them the most I can. It's something really important for me, so maybe I took that from there, but definitely something I loved.
Where do you think you got your creative side from, if it isn't your mom? Or is your mom also creative?
No. My mom is really like straight
Numbers, yeah.
It's I really don't know, it's just me being extra weird. Because in my cousin, nobody else in my family is really crazy is mega creative. I have my cousin's like a little singer.
Yeah.
But besides that, I'm just super weird. Everything I've been doing all the time. It's just like me having fun and not thinking about nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it brought me here, doing weird music, doing a genre called Vomitstep, you know. So it's definitely like just me thinking outside of the box and like not caring about what people think. Just do what I want.
Do you remember who showed you stuff initially? Were you just like on the internet searching like metal bands or even the art itself? Like
The what?
were you just like yourself on the internet searching these things, or like did someone show you metal bands or art, or like how did you even find it yourself?
I think I found it's like now, you know, like all the music. I started from Stay With Women because all my family and the Doors. It's like the classic that all my family used to listen. And then from that, I discovered more a little punk and metal, which like Metallica, because like most of the time people who knows the Door, Led Zeppelin and stuff knows Metallica, Hendrix. Then from Metallica I discovered Slayer, and from Slayer I discovered punk and like more screamo metal, other stuff like Protest Zero or like NoFX or like a bunch of other stuff. And then we rolled down to like Dragon Force and a bunch of weird other stuff.
Yeah.
And at some point just became more it was harder, more I liked it, you know.
Yeah.
And that sounds really weird saying that. That's what she said, but no, it's definitely something more. It was crazier, more I was interested to find more about it.
Yeah.
So at some point I was just like discovering Alex Layo, but I'm just like crazy riff and got me into it. But it's basically just like from the Doors and all that stuff, and I did my own research. I loved it. I'm a super geek, so I love going anywhere on the internet. Yeah. Pretty much.
Did you start putting out music online under a different name? Like at the beginning?
I don't know. You know about it or no? Okay. I thought it was a question that you could know because you know a bunch of stuff. So. I did a group called Dudes Jackers. Mm-hmm. It was with one of my best friends in Montreal. He's called Jackson. He's an Haitian dude, like super crazy. And when we started together, he basically was doing all the production, and I was doing the DJ stuff. So that's why I started like wondering, understanding how the software Reason worked, and it just gave me tips. And it was like Moombata Dutch House, super tropical music, because he's like Asian, so he loves percussion. Mm-hmm. And I was just like trying to find like in the time was a banger like I don't know, Buzz Noise, Mastercraft, like Bloody Beetroots. So it was a mix of both. And we did that for like 3-4 years. And at some point, it was just like not into it as much as I was. He was like, oh man, I don't want to do that anymore, but you can continue. So I was like, well, I mean, I might start a new thing called SNAILS. Mm-hmm. And like, I had still my graphic project, so it was literally a side project, the Snail thing. So I started working on music, and I saw him so much work music that. Hello, car. I saw him so much doing music that it's like almost I knew how it worked. It's like you watch him. I was watching him like 5 hours a day doing all the stuff. So when I was doing my own stuff after, that's why I pretty much learned. And but yeah, we had support from Diplo in the time. It was pretty crazy.
Oh, wow.
There's a bunch of
what year was this?
That was 2012, I think.
Okay.
Even less, 2010.
Oh.
And we basically just like doing random stuff and still having fun. Yeah. So
where did the Snails name come from?
So I got bit by a snail when I was younger, and it became Super Snail. Now I'm joking. I wish I'd have a crazy story. Every time they're like, so what's the idea besides that? Yeah, Snail Project's basically me and why I started. I was trying to I had a bunch of songs in my pocket. I was trying to find a cool like name. I was like, what could be cool? Like, so I had a bunch, and it ended up being like, Snail's badass. It's cool. Sounds cool. But I didn't know if I could use it because it's like a common name, you know? So I'm being like DJ Tree or DJ like
DJ Tree is literally
or DJ Parking, you know? Like my name was like DJ Snails.
DJ Parking.
That's sick. That's super sick. The new guy is crazy.
I kind of like that. Fuck with parking.
DJ everything. So I was like, yo, can I use that? And that's why I put an S at the end, Snails. Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, at least there's an S. Yeah. So maybe there's less copyright. Yeah. And since now, nothing happened. So I'm so happy about that. Yeah. But yeah, there's no crazy story. I wish I'd have something. I need to figure out something crazy.
Now.
I saw a snail in the space. And then it hit me. No.
For graphic school, was that something that you wanted to do, or did your parents want you to get a degree?
No, I wanted to do it. My mom was just like, whatever you do, just finish school. Because for me, at some point, I was just like, want to discover like DJing and producing and everything. I was like, fuck, like I hate school. Like, I don't like it. I want to do it. I know I can make my money off that. So like, shut up, just finish your school. I was like, no. And that was a little war.
Yeah.
But ended up being the best thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Because basically, like, having like a degree and a bunch of people that asked me too. They're like, I want to quit school, blah blah. I'm like, I'll be honest. Like, if you finish your degree and diploma, you're gonna be so happy after. It's gonna suck for a couple of years, but it's definitely the best thing. Because who knows, you know, like, if music doesn't work, well, you still have that in your pocket.
Yeah.
That's all my mom. We discovered it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something important.
Actually, why didn't you think of studying music?
I hate it. I even still now don't. I just like do everything by ear.
You just don't like this.
Yeah, I play trumpet.
Yeah.
My lips are too much when I was playing trumpet, so I stopped because my lips was just like.
You played trumpet after guitar?
Before, when I was like secondary 2.
Yeah.
And my lips became too hurtful, so I was like, yeah, fuck it. But yeah, it was just like everything I do now is still like everything by ear. So if I do chords or melody, it's pretty much like what I think.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. So, but yeah, I don't know why. I would still maybe like in a few years, like try to learn more about it.
Right.
But it's definitely something like. It wasn't pushed. Maybe that's why it was good, you know? It's not like, you gotta go out, music's cool, you gotta do music. Everything came super naturally, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't pushed at all. It wasn't like too rough. Or, you know, sometimes parents can be like, I want you to become the best DJ in the world. So they're gonna push you and like, you're gonna hate it.
Yeah.
For me, I was like, she was just more, well, do whatever you want, just finish it. So from there, I had the freedom of doing pretty much what I want.
Yeah.
That ended up being something I loved. So it was mixing my geekness of video games, doing music and everything. So the best like combo possible, pretty much.
Yeah. And then, so after you graduated, were you working at a job before you started doing music?
Yeah, I did graphism on my own.
Oh, like your own like freelance, and you found work.
It was called DPV. It's like a Duran production video. So I was just doing like motion design. It's funny because like I did work for some DJ and artists I know now. I used to work for them. So I did like logo, 3D logo and shit for them. Yeah. So now when I met them, I'm like, remember the day I was working for you? And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you remember DPV? So I used to do that a lot for DJ.
Yeah.
In Montreal, a bunch of flyer logos because everybody, bunch of my entourage, or like person who started in the time like some raves and like stuff like that. So. And we're still friends now. It was the best, perfect timing. Being like, I want to throw an event. Well, I'm like, well, I'll do your flyer. Like, we're best friends, you know. So, pretty much how it started. Did that for 2-3 years. Yeah. At some point, I just discovered that I love doing that, but I was liking way more doing music than actual graphic design.
Yeah. Do you remember what your style of graphic design looked like, or did you have?
It was mega blood explosion and shit.
Yeah.
I love Steven Spielberg. You know, like crazy SFX, just like more than enough. And I was known. They were like, okay, well, we need a crazy video with explosion and anything. So everybody was getting me for that, and it is really my favorite thing ever. I just like gore and blood. I don't know, just like heavy stuff, but like still realistic. That's why like the new Shell album and everything. We changed the artist. It's called Bagus, like a guy from India now, and just super more realistic, more kind of not gore, but kind of way more vivid and less cartoony. And that's something like I was doing before and I wanted to bring on the new album. It was something I was like, well, it's like not ground stuff, but like SNAILS 2.0 kind of. So I really wanted to represent that through the art and choose the right artist for that.
Yeah, and for like after that, for like 8 months, you like locked yourself and just like worked on your music, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, no contact with your friends, no contact with your girlfriend then, and then
I left everybody pretty much. I was like, bye-bye girlfriend, bye-bye friend. And they were just like all like, yo, what? Like, let's go out, let's go get drunk. I'm like, yo, if this shit work, I'll be able to get drunk every day, you know?
Yeah.
And happened to be the best decision ever, I'm pretty sure.
What was the turning point that you realized that you wanted to like just lock yourself for 8 months?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's because my mom was like, she's my accounting, right? So she was like, okay, well, after all the money you made in the last 3 years, you have 9 months or like a year to like do whatever you want without working. So being lady like full time and like, well, but she was like, if it doesn't work, well, you go back your ass to work. So I was like, okay, so that really pumped me. I was like, okay, well, I can do it. I know, I'm sure. And from there, that's why when she gave me like the go, I was like, okay, well, I'll call my girlfriend. I was like, yeah, we didn't talk. Peace. Okay, I want to do that. Yeah. And she was like, eh. But after she understood, you know, so that's okay. My friend, I still talk to all my friends, and they know it was the right choice. They were like, yeah, well, you did the right thing because you're here now, you know. So it was just a hard one, because sometimes you're like, oh, well, I want to see my friend, blah, blah, but if you don't work for yourself or what you want to do, nobody's going to do it for you. So that's how I learned it. Yeah. That's still style how I am, you know. When I was working on the album, put everything I can, stop like trying to go out, whatever. They stuck myself in the studio at home and do it. And after, I feel like it's just the best. It's just hard sometimes to do that move because you just want your friend around, you want everybody. Yeah. But sometimes it takes time to like create that your little thing you want to do. Yeah. So that's pretty much how I learned.
Within the 8 months, around what month or so did you start getting traction?
I'd say like around like, I think to like 4 or 5 months.
Oh, so halfway already.
Yeah, because like in the middle of that, I worked a song called Wild, and that song I did a collab with an artist called Anti-Serum. So pretty much when that happened, I met my managers that they gave it to. And they knew Sonny skrillex really well.
Yeah. Oh, like, is that how they got the song to him for the Ultra?
Yeah. Okay. So they were like, yo, Sonny, listen to that record. Like, it's a new guy I work with. And it was like, yo, what the hell is that? And like, he played it as the first Jack U at Ultra Miami in 2015, I think. And that's where like blew up. Because it was the only song that got ID in the whole set. And it was my song. So from that, after he started dropping another song called Dirty Racks. So another song called Pump This. After one of the first time I came in LA, he was like, yo, I'm in the studio with Wes, come working on the Jack U album. So I was like, yeah, hell yeah. And I locked myself in the studio for like 10 hours with them. And we did that demo called All I Out Now. And the album won like Grammy when we took it out. So that was pretty cool. And they say like, thank you, recognize like, oh yeah, thank you Snails, thank you everybody like was part of the album. Because I was the only artist, because everybody else is a singer, but I was the only artist, producer collaborating on the album. Yeah. So for me it was an honor, you know, like the amazing producer. So them being like, okay, well we accept you being like a collaborator artist. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Yeah. So
can you describe what it was like? Like talk us through like what the session was like for people who, of course, they weren't there. So.
No, yeah. It was just crazy. I'm a normal kid too. I'm a fan of them. So like when I walked in, you know, it's just like Bonjour and his assistant Drew that I know now. I was just like, what's up, man? Come. And then walk the stairs, and it's just like you just see like on the left Wes on the laptop, on the right like Sonny just like working beats on this massive studio, and you're like, hey, what's up, guys? They're like, hey, what's up? And I was so shy. I remember I was just like stand by the door for like 30 minutes because I didn't know what to say. Just like talking and chilling, like, hey, yeah, friends. I'm like, I can leave, I don't care. I'm like so shy right now. And they're like, yo, take a seat, blah blah. And like, so they were so nice. You know, they were not, you know, not awkward, but it can be sometimes it just can be weird. But they were like already like super fast, putting me like confident, like, yo, we're here to have fun. You know, like there's no stress here. Let's jam. And they showed me like 4 or 5 demos, and this is like the one demo all out. I was like, man, that shit is crazy. Like that riff is so dope. I can do something easy. Like, okay, cool. Here's the stand. Have fun. I'm like, and they're like, put me in the corner. So I was like, oh shit. Okay, I have to impress them, you know, because they're they're the best. Like for me, they're like my
Yeah.
legend. So I was working bass line, just being like, happened that I found that bass line as an error in 20 minutes. I was like, oh shit, I think I got that. I think that's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. And I got so shy. I was like, there's no way that bass line can work, you know? It's like, it's too fast. So I was like, I stayed in my corner for 3 hours because I
my
didn't know what
God.
to say. Still with the same bass line. I was just like, well, I think that's dope, but... So I just stayed there, and at some point, Wes left, and Sonny was just like, yo, what you got? I want to listen to that. Like, let's have fun, let's jam. It's like, oh, here's the thing. He was like, oh, dude, that's what it needed. I was like, no way, really? So he took the stems, worked something. We worked for like 11 hours that night. So at 10 a.m., we're just like, okay, well, we're dead. So he gave me what he worked on with my stems, where I worked at home, sending back the stems. And he hit me back around like 3 a.m. one day because he was in Vegas and trying out the song. And he sent me like a demo, and I was like, whoa, that's super
Yeah.
crazy, you know? And it ended up being like the song how it is now. It was just like a crazy process of like, it won't happen many times in a life, you know? So I was taking every minute for like the most like
Yeah.
important and like trying to take the
Wow.
most of it. And just like a crazy influence, like see them working, how fast they do, how they do, really had a good influence of like my process now, even of working my song. Just really like, like it's just a blessing to see them working like that. So
Yeah.
really dope. And yeah, it happened to be a good song, and still playing it so far, so
Yeah.
it's dope.
What was the decision why you wanted like Vomitstep?
It's just because since I'm super weird in my head, like I said, I'm like always about like thinking outside of the box. So I was like, you know what? Why calling a genre so? The music is so weird, and I was like, I want to call it an anti-genre. So I'm like, if people like it, it's because they really do have to like it. It's not like you're gonna come to your friend and be like, yo, I love Vomitstep. It's like, yo, what the fuck, you weird as hell, you know?
Yeah.
It's more like, if you like that, you're gonna be as weird as me. You're gonna be as intense, and to be proud of saying you like vomit. It's basically because you're extra weird in your head.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I don't care about like having popularity, whatever. For me, it's all having fun with the new genres, thinking outside of the box with sound. So I went to, I was like, well, I'm gonna name it like that, so I can have as
Yeah.
weird people as me. Pretty much happened what it is now. Like everybody who listen to it, and like everybody's part of like the movement is so amazing, and like as weird. They do like crazy candy, amazing candy. Some people like dress up like we did Midland. It's like a kind of like night round table kind of like team festival, and people came in like Vomit Squad night, you know, like they were like the SNAILS logo and like everything crazy. I was like, whoa, that's insane. But everywhere I go, they always surprise me.
Yeah.
They do like shirts, like fuck salt, like totem. Like a guy in Seattle was dressed as a salt glass, and he was like, yo, fuck me. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, fuck salt. So fuck me, I'm dressed as salt, you know? I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Some really awesome stuff that came out
Yeah.
with that, and just people are so receptive. It's insane to see, even if in our world of like, it can be hard to like try new stuff and like be different. I've been blessed to be able to reach obviously people like that are super open to that kind of music.
Yeah.
And still listening to it, you know? It could have been like a month and be like, oh well, Vomitstep is whatever now, but they were like just like still continue playing Palladium tonight,
Yeah.
played amazing venue, Red Rocks, Seattle, like insane venue, and just like it's cool. It's still a dream coming true. I still don't understand much what's happening,
Yeah.
but it's amazing to see.
Do you feel like there are any disadvantages to like labeling yourself to a certain genre? Like what if you wanted to grow out of it one day or change what you want to do?
That's a good question actually, because more it goes, you know, I'm like, I mean, even if I wouldn't brand myself as Vomitstep, I think it's still something I would want to be unique, you know, because if you're just part of like, personally for me, I really want to do my own way, own path. That's why we try to push it in that direction. If it would have been Vomitstep, it would have been something else, I know. It's just a matter of like, I happen to be that word. But I feel it's cool because like, being different is nice. I mean, personally, weird is cool. I like being so you're not in the same box. I always try, even my music, think outside of the box in any genre. So I literally like, I don't know what word would have been, but it would have definitely been a super weird word if it's not Vomitstep.
Yeah. What inspired you to have such a close connection to your fans? Like meeting them after, or like the taco parties? Was that something like your mom's idea, or?
No, that was me, because I came from that background. So before doing music, I was a fan. Like I was doing a show that I saw like Buzz Noise, all Mastercraft, Bloody Beetroots, and I was the one at the rail being so crazy. I was like, ah! They were not coming. They were not responding, fans really, or whatever. So I took that really not personal. I was just like, whoa, like if I'd be that kid, I'd love to have like not like my favorite artist responding to me, you know, like, because I've been that kid. So I was like, you know what, that's something I'm gonna do. Like when I started, everybody that texts me or like send me a message, I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna try to be the nicest dude. Even takes forever, you know, because I know every single person are so important, and that's why I'm here, you know. I'm pretty sure that's one thing that helped me to grow up that much and stay here that long, is really the fact that I engage myself with the fan the most I can. It's really like, they don't call me Snails, you know, they call me Fred. So I'm like, that's sick. Yeah, I'm Fred. We're best friends now. And that's why like I feel taco party, everything. It's a cool way to connect with them, see where they're coming from, see maybe how I can evolve the brand too. Because sometimes some people is gonna have really good idea, and I feel you have to be aware of them, because they make you like, they make my whole career, you know. Like if they're not there, well, nobody's gonna listen to my music, you know. So I have to respect them the most I can. Personally, I think that's the most important. And just, I'm gonna continue that forever. It's just, for me, it's not hard. It's just something I love anyway. So I'm always on my phone. So it's like, hey, what's up? Thank you, man. Love you. Thanks for the support. Weird. Like I respond to anything, and it's just like, I wouldn't have never thought you respond. I'm like, why? Like it's cool. Everybody should do that. I feel that's super fun.
Yeah.
And just like create a connection. So when you play, people are having more fun. I don't know. That's what I've seen from the last couple of years.
Yeah. How do you think your music has changed from the early songs that you made when you were young?
Really, like, I think I grew up more in the fact that, like, I know how to do my sound way better.
Yeah.
To make them sound better as well. Because it sounded so bad when I was started, you know?
Yeah.
You don't know what you do, so you're basically just, like, doing whatever. So that I learned more and more. Just discover a new thing. It's like pretty much any job you're gonna do. So more you have experience, more you have more you know how to do it more efficiently, faster, better. So it's pretty much what I learned on the whole album. And from there, I'm just excited for the upcoming new song, because I'm already every time it's like a video game, you know. It's like experience, level 2, experience.
Leveled up every song.
Yeah, so that's why like, okay, baseline level 3, vomit level 5. It's like the video game. I see it in my head.
Yeah.
So it's like super cool, and like every time I try to like work different pace, mix down, master, whatever, sound design, so I can learn more and like do more crazy music at the end.
Yeah.
I feel that's my goal, to never stop doing weird stuff for the people, because that's what I'm known for. So it's just like continuing that vibe.
Yeah. How do you think you've grown as a person since you were young?
Oh, that hell. I feel that's something is cool, because like, you know, I'm from a super small town, 1,000-person town. Nobody speaks English. Nobody, like, everybody knows each other. And after you got high school, it's like 1,000-person, but everybody knows each other still. Everybody don't do the same thing. Everybody has kids at 20 years old, blah blah. So it's like me. First, I moved to Montreal. I was like, well, I don't want to be in that move. Not because I don't like it, just because it's not me. I cannot do that as a person. I don't think it was the time. So I was like, okay, I moved to Montreal. And then for just moving Montreal, I learned so many new stuff. Learned new people, new places, new job, a bunch of awesome stuff. And then when the music started traveling a lot. So every city has culture, has tradition. In Asia, in Europe, in Australia, you know, all have their own thing. So that back in, it's like just like experience 9,000, you know, like after you bring that back to your own person, like, oh yeah, I remember I had that kind of like chicken in Texas. Oh, I had that. I remember we did that in Australia. Oh, it's like just bring you, for me, make myself like more experienced person. And like, I don't know, I just, as a human, I like to know more and know the most about everything. Just like personal growth. I love it. And I would have never been able to like, just people, you know, example in Orlando, you know, Montreal, everybody I know, it's like the dream goal. If they can go at Disney one time in their life, it's like insane. First time I went to Orlando, know some people, and I was able to go there. They're like, Fred, are you good? I'm like, you don't understand. Like, you guys have it so easy, but for us, it's a dream life coming here, you know? So it's like crazy by traveling and meeting people, how like, for them, they live in the city, so they don't care. But like for me, bring that to like how I grew up, how everything is like super sick. So like even the food in like Tokyo, you know, or the sushi, you're like, man, in America we work so hard and pay so much money for them. Like, oh well, serious, and you try hella good sushi,
so good.
And like same from Mexico, same from like anywhere like that, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel it's definitely brought a really good experience myself.
Last question.
Oi.
We just saw this guy fall off his chair. Oh my god.
Hope you have the camera. That'd be sick.
Okay. Last question. What do you want to be remembered for?
Well, there's two things.
Yeah.
I want to remember if there's anything happen. I want people to remember. Like, I mean, I always try to be down to earth person.
Yeah.
I never want like music or anything to influence my head. So I really tried my best to like, I mean, never change. I feel that it's so easy to change when you get fame and stuff like that. And for me, I don't want never that to affect. If it does, I'm telling you right now, punch me in the nut or do something. I'm telling you too, if I change 1 year, punch me. Because I never want that to change, because I'm still a normal human being, you know. I'm still Fred at the end of the day, and I want that always to stay. Because, I don't know, it's just something I don't want never to change as a big head. If I would see that, I'd be really sad. And I don't think it's never happened, because I'm from a small town, like like everybody know, like that kind of like spirit. I don't think it can change. I don't know. But it's definitely something I want to keep forever. And my sound, I think that'd be something that I really want to try to improve non-stop all the time. It's my main goal. So even now, you know, the Vomitstep, whatever, has one kind of sound of the Shell album, but maybe in 2, 3, 5 years, I still want to have the name Vomitstep, but still evolve the sound, or like different pattern or stuff like that. So it's definitely like my main goal to work that sound. It's like my little baby, so take care of it and like make it the best out of it. So those two things is definitely something I would like people to remember me from.
I love that. Thank you so much. That's really
Thank
awesome.
you.
Bye guys.
Bye.